both my dad and mom were active in Democratic politics. And we worked, and I started working the polls when I was 9 years old.
Wow.
I worked for, and I remember I was 9 years old. That was 1960, and I was, passed out literature for John Kennedy. My mom and dad just became very enamored with John Kennedy. He came to Parkersburg to speak about 1958, I think. They heard him, came back, and were just crazy about him, and were just smitten by him, really. So we worked very hard for the Kennedy campaign. And, I don't know whether you're familiar with the West Virginia primary of 1960 and Hubert Humphrey, where it was kind of a bellwether election because Kennedy was a Catholic running in a highly Protestant area and running against Hubert Humphrey. So the thought was if he could win in West Virginia, he could win anywhere. Now, my dad and my sister and I were Catholic. We went to Catholic school, so we already had a built-in. We were part of the built-in, Kennedy fan club. But anyway, I went door to door working for him, and then on both primary and election day, I stood out in front of the polls and passed out literature. That was back before they banned that. It's not allowed today. You can't go within 300 feet of a polling place, but back then you could. And I was involved in elections from that point forward. I campaigned mostly until I was in high school. I campaigned for the candidates that my mom and dad wanted, and then we kind of parted ways in the 60s.
The Kennedy election must have been really exciting.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and of course they had friends who worked in Washington, and one of whom worked on Kennedy's staff. And actually, the campaign manager was from Parkersburg, Bob McDonough, and that was someone they knew real well. So, we were invited to the inauguration and all that. We didn't go, but yeah, it was a big deal.
Why didn't they go? The party goers.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure why. We could have gone. I mean, all four of us had tickets to everything. I've still got mine. Um, and back then, I think there was still train service. We could have gotten on the train and gone directly to,